Criminology Podcast. My name is Ty. I'm from Queensbridge. So basically, I was born here, 1976. Born in my apartment, actually. And grew up here for probably about 2-3 years. Then I moved. My pops was in the military. Traveled all over the world, so that was a dope experience for me. But I came back to Queensbridge probably at like 10, somewhere around there, 10, 11, and been here ever since. Between here and South Jamaica, I've been here. So the experiences growing up here was like super real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen a lot of we had like fun growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like playing tag, catch one, catch all, riding bikes, manhunt, doing things that kids would normally do. We used to always, you know what I'm saying, like the families were so close knit out here back then, where like they doors was always open. Whether you was running from the cops or you was playing amongst each other, like you can always just run in somebody's apartment and chill out. You know what I'm saying? It was like family. It was really like that close-knit family out here back then. Because there was a lot of law and order out here also, you know what I'm saying, amongst guys that was doing their things in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was more, I would say, organized. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was together. So, we used to, my friends, I grew up with Nas, Jungle, who else? Under Nature, Mobb Deep. Like, these guys is my friends. So it's like growing up in their cribs and, going to their cribs, having dinner, spending the night, having, slumber parties and shit like that. Like, that shit was real, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was little kids having fun. Like, my first time I learned how to draw from Nas and Jungle. They used to like draw characters and shit. Like Nas used to draw like whole like comic books. And he used to have us like, like his friends, which is my like, like my brother and them, he used to have them as characters and and look just like them. So that was kind of dope to me, you know what I'm saying? The first sneaker I ever drew was the Jordan 3s. That was the first sneaker I ever drew. I learned that from Jungle. You know what I'm saying? So I used to always, God bless, you know what I'm saying? His mom's Miss Ann, like she loved me. Like I was like one of the kids that can go up to the crib and literally stay. It used to be just us, you know what I'm saying? Like we'd go up there, see, everybody used to have to go home. She'd be like, oh, Tiger, I used to eat there, everything, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, that was like my family, you know what I'm saying? That was like my family at one point. Over time, as we got older, of course, Nas eventually grasped into, ventured off into the music thing. And as we see today, he's one of the greatest of all times. But, Queensbridge itself, man, is like a story within a story. Because you got, you had us as younger guys coming up, looking at the old timers, you know what I'm saying, and learning their morals and principles. And some of us grew up in the streets, some of us didn't have to grow up in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Some of it was just a choice that we made, you know what I'm saying? We done lost some friends along the way, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Ill Will, Taye, you know what I'm saying? Marty, all the guys that got killed in the streets, you know what I'm saying, at young ages. So that was kind of like devastating, you know what I'm saying? But we had to keep going. It still hurt us to this day, but it was like, we got to keep going, you know what I'm saying? We got to change the community, like at least, affect your community, be important into your community, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that Nas did within his music, you know what I'm saying, after Ill Will got killed. So, that was a dope experience going through that with them dudes, man, and growing up with them and, just being around because for us, like I said, like we had basketball tournaments, you know what I'm saying? We was able to go on camping trips. We was able to see a lot, you know what I'm saying, that kids today don't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of kids is just stuck in their community and don't know about a camping trip. They don't know about, you know what I'm saying, being took into the wheelchair classics to meet some of the celebrity basketball players like Michael Jordan, Bernard King, Chris Mullin. Like, these are dudes that we literally met, you know what I'm saying? Coming from Queensbridge, like going there to see them play. Hank Carter used to take us, you know what I'm saying, from the center. He used to take us, and we'll go and watch these guys play, but we'll be down in the front row, you know what I'm saying? And then afterwards, he'll take us on the court, or we'll get back, you know, be able to go behind the locker rooms and meet these guys, you know what I'm saying? And to us, it was like all because basketball was life out here. If you was nice in basketball, you was known. Everybody respected you, you know what I'm saying? And God bless the dead, man. My man Lloyd Newton, he got killed at a young age. We had a basketball trip up in Canada, and he got a table leg thrown through his heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a fight broke out. He was young, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they was just jealous because we was coming up there kicking their ass, you know what I'm saying? Their girls was into us. We was young, you know what I'm saying? And that was another turning point for some of us growing up out here, man. You know what I'm saying? To witness your friend get killed like that, man. And that kind of turned, you know what I mean? It kind of made dudes cold-hearted a little bit, man. Like, damn, we get killed for playing basketball. We get killed for being in the streets. It's like, damn, what's safe for us? You feel what I'm saying? So some dudes just became rebels. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just more like, we gonna be in these streets, man. Like, we ain't gonna let nobody do no harm to us. So this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So the streets played a part in a lot of people's lives growing up. And, you know, we found salvation in basketball. But, you know, unfortunately, things happen. Everybody grow up, you get older, you start moving on, things start happening in life, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us didn't come from great homes. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of homes was broken, fatherless, you know what I'm saying? Either, you know, the parents was on drugs, or, you know what I'm saying? That type of background. So it made it hard, you know what I mean? It was dudes that didn't have no sneakers to play ball in. But if you go inside the Reese Center, it was a million pair of sneakers up there. You can just grab a pair and just, play ball in anybody pair of sneakers, you know what I'm saying?
People had donated them?
It wasn't a donation, it was people's sneakers, but we was able to leave them in the center. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, God bless, Bob used to let us throw them up on a balcony. So it'd be like a million pair of sneakers. God bless my man Yammy. Yammy used to have about 30 pair of sneakers up there. You know what I'm saying? And he wore like a little size, but it was mad sneakers up there. But it was like basically everybody that played ball, their sneakers was up there. So if you coming in and you coming out of school, and you know he ran also. Bob ran the tournaments in the center.
Who's Bob?
Bob is like one of the patriarchs from out here, but he's not from out here. But he was like somebody that groomed us. You know what I'm saying? Like, gave us guidance when we wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, if we was running wild in the streets, we can always go in the center. He was somebody that got drafted by the Boston Celtics back in the 70s. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he didn't make the team, but he used to come out here and just work with us. You know what I mean? He taught us how to shoot free throws. I remember watching him make 100 free throws, you know what I'm saying, straight. And he was left-handed, you know what I'm saying? So he used to just show us things and give us things to do, you know what I'm saying, after we got out of school. So we always looked forward to going into the center from 3 to 6, you know what I'm saying? We used to have the tournaments in there. He used to have the real stats up, like we was in the NBA. So you seen your name on that stat board, you like, yo, this is ill. Like, yo, I'm leading, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm leading this in scoring or rebounding. And you know what I mean? Like, he would always give us little trips and buy us little juices, and you know what I mean? Like the Sunnydale juices. He used to buy us those, and you know what I mean? Have little parties for us in the back of the center. It was dope, man. It was dope. It was a dope time to be in Queensbridge, man, growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because it was so fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, every day counted when you came outside. You know what I'm saying? Every day counted when you came outside in Queensbridge. My life, for me, started to change at like about 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sold my first drug on 12th Street. You know what I'm saying? So we had yellow tops. Sold my first crack. I was scared to death, man. Went uptown and copped what? We copped like 14 grams. Came home, you know what I'm saying? But back then, like I said, you couldn't just be outside moving your own work, you know what I mean, until niggas really respected and understood who you was. So, you know, for me and my bro back then, we was under his cousins, you know what I mean? And he got a pack from them, and we just went from there. I sold my first crack, yellow tops. I'll never forget that shit. Scared to death in the project hallway. You know what I'm saying? I thought the Fiend was gonna beat me because I used to see little movies and things like that, or like Fiends beating up the little kids, and I wasn't but so big back then. You know what I'm saying? But I always kind of like hid that from everybody because everybody thought like, you know, he played ball, he's nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a dream, I had a vision, you know what I'm saying? Until like shit started happening with my moms and shit, you know what I mean? Like, she bounced the crib, I had the crib at 15, so I was just going crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I used to come outside at like 11 at night, me and my brother, we used to be on the strip right here, you know what I'm saying? From like 11 to 7, I'll come upstairs, shower, go to school. Nobody knew nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knew nothing for a while. In the summertime, I would get a summer job, playing basketball tournaments, go all over the, you know what I mean? I kind of kept that quiet. You know what I'm saying? God bless, man. My man, Bashimo Shabazz, he was a boxer, but you know what I mean? He did his thing. But he'd hurt you, man. Yeah. He would hurt you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of people that did that, man, that, you know what I mean? These guys don't understand how real it was back then. You know what I mean? Right now, like, some people are just here living off of reputation of others. You know what I'm saying? They're in these streets because of somebody else. And, you know what I mean? Dudes is like, nah, chill, that's this one or that's that one. This is family. You know what I mean? So you getting a lot of easy passes now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, there wasn't no easy passes. It was either you get down, just law and order. You fucking with us or this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until like the early 90s where dudes started branching off into doing their own thing. But it was pretty much like everybody was kind of like crews, you know what I'm saying? It was crews. It was crews on this block, crews on that block. You know what I'm saying? It was a mutual respect until like things got real, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be shootouts and, you know, regular hood shit. Niggas get robbed, you know, stick up boys coming out here. You know what I mean? I remember they used to come out here damn near regularly, man. Try to get niggas, man. Niggas was shooting back though, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we ain't gonna keep letting y'all niggas come out here and do what y'all wanna do, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where dudes was seeing them, it was on sight. They was letting them hammers go. This is in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And then to have beef also with inside your hood, with, you know what I mean? With dudes from other blocks, like, that shit was real, man. And like, you know, you got the 40 busters, you had the shorty busters, you had the good fellas, you had the young guns, you had baby young guns, you know what I'm saying? Like, who else? You had the 40 bustads, which was the girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was real. Like, that was the crews out here, you know what I'm saying? You had the booger bears, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had the baby booger bears. Like, this shit was real. I used to just hang, you know what I mean? Like, me, Jungle, and all of us, like, we ran, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was like, BYG at one point, then we was like, the Smooth Operators, that was us, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ran with the Smooth, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had the 40 belows and the triple fat gooses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, like, Pop, once Pop came out with them 40 belows, like, that shit was like, you had a pair of those on, you was popping, you know what I'm saying? And back then, them shits was like, what, like $150? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now them shits is like $300-400. You know what I'm saying? But those times was dope. You know what I'm saying? Those times was dope because that's when now the evolution of who we becoming is starting to form. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, dudes is getting, that's when the St. Ides came out. So, Now dudes is trying that. We used to mix that with like a little thing. We used to call it kunta. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? Mix it
Like
with
St. Odds and what was it? St. Odds and I think probably a Kool-Aid or something, or like.
Wait, this is before St. Odds made the flavorful colors?
Yeah. Wow. Queensbridge started this shit, man. I'm telling you, like that. Like people don't give Queensbridge a lot of props for a lot of shit that go on. You know what I'm saying? Like we started a lot of sayings. You know what I'm saying?
Examples,
like we started.
I know about the dun.
Yeah, we started the dun language. We started Wankster. Wankster started right here on this block.
What up?
Yeah, Wankster started right here on this block. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I heard that story somewhere.
That shit started right here on this block inside the courts on the benches. You know what I'm saying? Because this block was known for having all the jokesters. Like we come over here, like we ranking on you. All the girls wanted to be over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they used to really like kind of like hate this block. You know what I'm saying? But
and this block, what's this block?
This is the 40th side of Vernon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is Nas' block. Nas lived across the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? And we had Ill Will that lived on top of him. We had a lot of people over here. So, you know what I mean? Like, we had dudes that do tricks on bikes over here. We used to have it all over here. We had all the stickball champs and shit, all Puerto Ricans, Chongo and Richie, God bless. You know what I mean? A lot of people over here that did a lot of things. You know what I mean? For us as little kids to sit back and watch and be like, oh, yo, that's ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Nas came on the scene, you know what I'm saying? Remember Nas writing rhymes in the hallway, you know what I'm saying? Sitting down, him rhyming all night. Nas was always talented, you feel what I'm saying? Whether it was drawing or the lyrical side of him, you know what I'm saying? He's very smart, you know what I'm saying? He reads a lot. You know what I'm saying? But for us growing up then, we wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? Really in tune. But his pops was the jazz musician. You know what I'm saying? So Mr. Olu used to always just, play his joints and we'd listen or sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But Nas was more in tune with that. Nas was super in tune with that. Like, we was just like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We running around like we young kids. So it was more like, that's what it was for us. Okay. It wasn't until like, well, I say for me that like I really started paying attention to him when like we had a little joint out here and he would rhyme in the house and in the hallways and things like that. And I used to be like, yo, he dope, like that shit is hell, like you know what I'm saying? But when he did live at the barbecue, that was different. That was like he gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be great.
Criminology Podcast Part 2.
But it wasn't until I got stabbed and shit up there on 161st and Ogden Avenue in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what was that about?
At a party. You know what I mean? Young kid at a party. Niggas wasn't feeling out of town niggas, but my cousins and them was from the Bronx and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So dudes wasn't really feeling that. You know what I mean? And the chicks, I guess, was feeling niggas. Because niggas had machetes. They ran down on us, you know what I'm saying? We was fighting, but if you ever been up to the Bronx on Ogden Avenue, the streets is just as narrow as this fucking hallway. So you trying to fight on ice, you know what I'm saying? You slipping and sliding. They hit my cousin in the head with the gun, with the knife, but with the butt of the knife. So I'm in the street, so I see dude reaching, so I kind of like slide back and spin off. Nigga came and hit me on my side. Back then, like I said, growing up, we didn't have YouTube and Facebook and all of that shit then, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't no social media. The scouts had to come out to watch you play. You know what I'm saying? They had to come out, if they knew you, they had to come out and watch you. And at that time, we had Tom Kachowski, one of the top scouts in the city of New York, you know what I'm saying? He used to come out and watch us play, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had guys like my man, Brian McMichael, man-child, man, one of the toughest dudes to put a, you know what I mean? Like, give him a basketball, he got you 30 easy. We used to call him No Sweat sometimes, because he had just pat that rock. He's a big dude. He's bigger than us at the time, you know what I'm saying? And it was me, him, and Ty Nady from the infamous Mob. That's my dude, you know what I'm saying? And they had us, like, it was just us three in high school, killing Played against guys like Stephon Marbury, Rafer Alston, Felipe Lopez, Zindon Hamilton. I played against all these dudes. And, you know, over my course of time, like, I became, you know what I mean, like, I got some honors in school. In school, you know what I'm saying? Like, All City honorable mention. Like, I was doing good until I got stabbed. And then that shit just reflected reality because I lost basketball scholarships. I wasn't able to go to school. So I was like, man, fuck that. I gotta provide for my family. And one of the schools I wanted to go to was Morehouse in Atlanta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not only because Dr. King went there, but I was so in tune with going to a black school back then. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset was already set. Like, I got a letter from Florida A&M, which they was, you know, willing to accept me. But once I got stabbed, that shit was over. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going there to play ball. I can't play ball. I was out of school like my whole senior year, just about. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like hampered my dreams and my visions and shit. And, you know, like I said, growing up, when you ain't got no real guidance like that, and you just going through life like, yo, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? No father figure around, you know what I'm saying? Your mom's barely care. It's like, yo, fuck that, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And it was like from that point, my life really began to change, and I just was like in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was just in the streets and shit, and it went from there. You know what I mean? Like I said, 9/8, I caught my first bid right there for by the pub, man, the infamous pub, where everything went down in the pub. You know what I'm saying? Said I made a sale, and I ended up going to jail. You know what I mean? Came home in 2001. I used to live next door to Grand Wiz. Niggas came and got me and put me in the Queensbridge Finest video. You know what I'm saying? Like on my come home. That was dope. You know what I'm saying? I was like excited to see everybody. You know what I mean? So
you ended up doing like 3 years,
yeah,
4 years?
Like three. You know what I mean? That was a dope time. That was a dope time because like we ended up running into them in Miami also when they was promoting the album, the 41st Side album, and things like that. So that was dope, man. That time was a dope time to be home and to see everybody and see everybody's evolution and some of the dudes that was putting in work. You know what I mean? Like that was in these streets for real. See some of them home. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. That was a dope time. We got some well-known D's, man, like Bobby. I keep forgetting the other guy name, man. But he was like a notorious. And we had RoboCop out here, man. The guy that like he killed Rich Luke and shit in the building, choked him out. Like Rich Luke was like, you know what I mean, like he was somebody that was in the hood, you know what I mean, a good dude, real good dude. You know, he did what he was hustling. You know what I mean, a hustler. And police ran down on him in the building. And the dude, RoboCop, was like, he was a real dickhead. But like he choked him out in the building. You know what I'm saying? Killed him. But that was something big growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because we was young. That was my first real like police experience seeing shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And then like it was so ill because Al Sharpton was out here in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a whole march. We had a whole march for the hood. You know what I'm saying? And then when things was getting ugly, you know, the hood rioted a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, some dudes went away for a little while and shit got crazy. But the officers that was really like gung-ho about really getting somebody, but they was cool with it though. Like it was kind of weird because they was like more, they'll fight you. That's how ill it was. They'll fight you. They'll put their guns and shield down and get it on with you. That's how crazy it was. You know what I'm saying? And I know one block we used to always fight them, man. Oh, my man, God bless the dead, Black Ad, they, you know what I mean? Nature's crew was called like the Wild Gremlins and shit like that. But on that side, you know what I mean? Like them dudes used to really fight the police all the time. All the time they used to fight the police. They didn't care. Police knew who they was. I remember one time police came over there, was putting their gloves on. Because they knew if we go at them, or we grab one of them, they gonna fight. So this is what it is. They was walking over there putting their gloves on. And they shit turned into an all-out brawl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy. Like, growing up to see that, it was like, oh, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? It's Queensbridge versus anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, fuck it. But it was dudes. But to look at it now, it was like, yo, like, dudes, we was taking a, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say we, but dudes was taking a stand at an early age against police shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because back then, you know, it was the framing, you know what I mean, police lying on you, all of that shit was big back then. You know what I'm saying? And that, it was their word against yours. So it was like, if you ain't really have all that money to pay for them top lawyers and all of that, your ass going to jail. So dudes took it how they felt to take it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We gonna fuck them up. And they used to get it on. They used to get it on crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes wasn't having that shit. It was like, yo, fuck it. They bleed like we bleed. They human. They just got a gun and a badge. So dudes was putting that work in on them niggas, man. I would say, you know, back then it was like the crack era. You know what I'm saying? The drug epidemic really, like, had the hood on the downfall, but everybody still wanted to live here because it's so close to Manhattan. So they still wanted this property. You feel what I'm saying? But Queensbridge was so wild and notorious, man. It was just like, you couldn't come here if you wasn't from here. And like MC Shan said, like, that shit is a real saying. You couldn't walk through here, man, without a nigga checking who you are. And if a nigga seen you with a bitch, you know what I'm saying, that's from here, some chicks got their respect on bringing a nigga through, but yo, who that? Yo, shorty, come here. You, come here. Yo, nigga, listen, what you gonna do? You got 40, 50 niggas on the hill standing right there like, yeah, nigga, act up. I done seen niggas get chased, get thrown in the fucking river, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just real life shit, man, that went on in the hood. So what changed from then to now is that a lot of the gangsters ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Because all this new era shit, this new epidemic of bullshit that's going on, it'll be a lot of law and order, you know what I'm saying? And the times has changed, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of shit became acceptable now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have turned their eye, or turned their cheek, as we say, to a lot of the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, allowing niggas to be, you know what I mean? Like, just niggas telling on niggas, all kind of shit like that is just like acceptable now. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas don't want to be involved with that. A lot of niggas that did time and came home don't want to go back for some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because now if you do something to somebody now, 9 times out of 10, they family gonna tell on you, but they kid is out in the streets doing some wild shit, and you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta look at it as, damn, like, I gotta eat that, or am I gonna fucking kill this nigga? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta eat that. So to avoid being in that type of situation, motherfuckers just turn the other, you know what I mean? Turn the other cheek to a lot of shit and just keep it moving. Let niggas live their lives, you know what I'm saying? Queensbridge became so fucking friendly all of a sudden, you feel what I'm saying? Which is a good thing because, you know, you still got kids that grow up there, you know what I'm saying? So change is inevitable. It's gonna happen with or without you. But, you know, you always wanna affect your community in a positive way, you feel what I'm saying? You always wanna do that. And I can always say that a lot of brothers did a lot of good things for the projects, man, in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Coming back or just giving, you know what I mean, certain events for the hood and things like that, that some people just, you know what I mean, like sweep it under the rug. But it's nothing to sweep under the rug if your child grow up here. You know what I'm saying? That's something big. So if you do anything to give back to your community, whether you the silent partner or whatever, that's big. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people that ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't doing shit. Like guys like Vern Fleming never came back. He made it to the NBA, never came back. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for guys like Ron Artest and all these other guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Ron Artest, people don't even know, man. He put so many kids through school, man, and gave them the opportunity to go to school. You know what I mean? How many people did that? You know what I'm saying?
So tell me about now, like, I watched the clip yesterday of the Pyramid
Right.
web series. Tell me, how'd you get into filmmaking? What inspired you to start filming that?
Well, for me, like, the Pyramid was more like from my stories I've been writing. I've been writing all my life, you know what I mean, since I was a young kid. And that was just something I enjoyed doing, so it was just basically making a story come to fruition, you know what I'm saying? And I seen it, you know what I mean, coming from watching Money and Violence, you know what I mean, the ones that opened the door for these web series and things like that, like I was in tune with that. So I myself was like, you know what, I can make a story come to life, man. Because I used to go to Drake Business School back on Steinway back in like 9/8, right before I went to jail. I was still fighting my case. And I just ended up jumping in that school, you know what I mean, to try to get the judge to look at me on some leniency shit, because I also, you know what I mean, like I got shot. So I'm like, all right, this would be dope, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really take it too serious, but I seen like my writing, everybody was so in tune with it. Like I used to really like go home, write a story in a full day, bring it to school the next day. The whole school would have my book till I got out of class. I'd get out of school by like 3, 4 o'clock. By the time I walked in from 9 o'clock in that morning, my book was passed around the school. Everybody was reading it. Even the teachers was reading it. So they was like, yo, you should really do something with this. So over time, like I always just kept writing, making up, writing stories about this, writing stories about that. So I used to write love stories. I used to write, regular hood stories. Just anything. Anything that came to my mind, I wrote about. So the stories would be dope and it was lovable. So in the midst of all that, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I just sat back one day and was like, yo, I really want to do a web series, you know what I'm saying? And, shout out to all my cast members, you know what I'm saying? Vito Hound, Najee, which is the real Rich Roman, cousin Juju, 50-50 Talk to Me Nice, the Black Kim K, Piff, you know what I mean? He's playing J-Rock. These things, you know what I mean? Like, they helped me make this story come true. You know what I'm saying? So watching, to see like just the trailer was exciting for me. You know what I'm saying? So all the scenes that we've been shooting is like super dope, man. It's like, I'm just waiting to drop episode 1, but I don't want to just put it out just yet for, you know what I mean? Because I don't like rush jobs. So I like everything to take its time, because this is something I think that's going to be big, man. I think this is going to be big because it brings a lot of realistic to it, you know what I'm saying? Like some of that back in the days when dudes was getting ranked on, where dudes was getting slapped, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of, one-on-one fights, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like bringing that into that. I don't want it to just be how you see a lot of web series with just all shooting all day. You don't see no police, you know what I'm saying? And dudes is just like, you gun crazy throughout the whole joint, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to bring like a touch and basically like touch on some of society's issues, you know what I'm saying? Got my man, got Cormega, Lakey the Kid, Super, Nut, Traj, Capone, Mobb Deep, the Twins, Ty Nitty, Ice, John Boy Ice from the block, Bar Kim, rest in peace, Sudan, Big Nard, JL, John, Big Smitty, Kenny Dude, Petey Green, Felton, we got Nature, we got Black Ed, we got Killer B, we got Big World, Fun, Spunk, Trev, Germ, Norm, Dashmo, who else? We got, Left, we got Gusto, we got We got my man Face. We got Sabo, Ginger, Herb, my man DU, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Big DU. Nash. We got Grand Wiz. Who else? Papoose. Marty.